Are you?
it's like
You were ready to
you're like,
talk.
why aren't you dancing? It's like, well, I'm like physically present, but like mentally, like totally somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
But we're like the men and women in black here, it looks like.
Yes.
I mean, I wear black every day, but.
Well, so today's been interesting. First of all, we were about to play a guessing game because I had a lunch date today that I've told you about 10 times and you don't seem to recall.
Yeah. Who's with?
Who was it with?
Hannah?
No,
Allison?
but not a bad guess. Nope. He's like, and that's your two contacts
Your
in town?
mom?
No. My old coworkers,
Who?
Reen and Heather.
Heather. Yeah. I knew that. How was that?
It was really good to see them.
And you went to the Green Zebra.
We did. Hey, it's all coming back.
Yeah.
No, so today was a crazy day because our cleaners came way earlier than they normally do. And so I had to be out of the house by 8:15, which we always have to clean before the cleaners. And so that
Yeah, like that's on my notes is like I love cleaning for 20 minutes before my cleaners come. Like the point of cleaners is that they clean for you.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Well, you're normally not present for the cleaning that happens before the cleaners.
But if you're going to clean, why should we, right, have to pay for cleaners if you're going to clean?
Well, you need to move the shit out of their way so they can clean.
Okay, well guess what? I guarantee you part of their job description is we move the
Doesn't
shit out of
matter.
the way.
If
to
you
clean.
couldn't tell, you guys, we got in a little tiff this morning cleaning for the cleaners. But I had to
Why
be,
should I have to clean for the cleaners?
I had to be out of the
I
house.
have cleaners, so I don't have to clean.
So I got up. Poor Abigail, I like force fed her breakfast as fast as I possibly
That's like
could.
fixing your car and being like, hey, I'm taking my car to the mechanic.
No, it's
But I'm
not.
going to go ahead and fix it first. Like, that's why you have a mechanic.
No.
Like, hey, let me go ahead and draw this for you, even though I have a marketing person.
Cleaners clean. They're not there to like help with hoarder's paradise. Not that we're hoarders. I'm
We're
just saying.
so far from Hoarder's Paradise.
No,
And
I am so far from hoarder's paradise. Okay? Singular.
that's funny.
It's
but I'm not
true.
a hoarder. I am a purveyor of things.
Okay. It's pretty intense.
You know, it's so funny that you sit there and give me a hard time for this because
my
anytime you
gosh.
need something done or made or created,
I love it.
have the tool or the apparatus or like, hey, do you have? Yeah, of course I have envelopes. Yeah, I have.
know.
stamps.
We've talked
Yep,
about
I
this
have
before.
paper clips. Yep,
Okay.
I have a pen.
Yeah, itty
Like,
bitty.
I
You
have
got itty bitty
everything
paper
you
clips.
need.
He ordered paper clips for home inspections and they're blue and he thought they were paper clips, but they're literally the size of like your pinky nail.
I feel like I just entered like a girl crafting event when those arrived.
Well, they're everywhere.
What do you mean they're everywhere?
I mean, I have seen them on your desk, in the cup holder of the golf cart. Like, I don't even know where they're coming from. But
Because they're little.
well, they're everywhere.
I don't know what to do with them.
Anyway.
I'm stuck with them.
So
I can't afford to buy more.
I had to leave the house this morning to go for a
Okay.
walk to get out of, because not only do we clean for the cleaners, we get out of the way for the cleaners so
Yeah.
they can clean.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm out on a walk. It is hot in Florida right now. Very hot. And
Yeah,
and
which is great for our Stay Cool company.
yes. Bad for walking
Which, by the way,
daily.
I'm putting together a newsletter for. So, like, it's interesting because like we got off to a very slow start with Stay Cool, even though the weather's been warm and everything. And I think part of it is just like what ends up happening is that by the time next summer rolls around, the people that were the on staff that were ordering from us, they're gone, whether they were let go or fired or whatever. But there's new people, and we have to like re-educate them on our service each year. Talk to the owner, and be like, hey, just want to make sure you get the right person in there.
no,
whatever.
that's a really interesting
So-
point to like learn your market and understand, hey, the turnover in these particular industries is really high.
yeah.
You know, or just it's seasonal work
It's
even
seasonal
for them.
work, so they kind of ramp up. And so one of the things that I was like, we have no mechanism to have a touch point with all these individuals. And so I literally outlined a newsletter, like not a newsletter in the terms, but basically a status report. So every morning they get an email now from us, or they will this week, right? When it's finished programming, but they'll get a email update. It's like, hey, you have 3 systems rented by us, and it's got easy buttons to get pickup or whatever. But the idea is like, be in front of them every day. So even if they don't have orders, it's like, hey, you don't have any orders. Click here if you need to make an order today. And then also, by the way, we've saved this much money in installs by using us or whatever. And like some stat that has to do with like a roll up of all of our value and et cetera. So,
Anyway, it's funny because I feel like just in the last week, I've promoted the brand. It's the temporary AC business. And there was a girl through my contracting gig whose AC went out, and I was like, "Oh, too bad you don't live in town." She lives in a different state, and I was like, "Or we could have hooked you up with some temp AC or whatever." And one of the other people in the group was like, "That business is brilliant." And I was like, it's certainly helpful in a Florida summer. And then I have an eye doctor, and I went in to talk about a bill discrepancy the other day. And the receptionist was super nice. But while she was helping me, she noticed Abigail had a fan on her stroller. And she was like, I get it, girl. I've got a fan. And then she went into this whole tangent about how her AC had broke at home. Now, she is local. And I was like, well, if that ever happens again, we have a temporary AC company
tonight.
Call Stay Cool. And she was like, oh, wow, I just ran it. The good thing is I don't have to pay for it, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, no, tell your landlord they need to call this place, because whether or not you're paying for the fix, you're sweating your ass off.
Yeah. No one wants to sweat.
No. So speaking of sweating, I am disgusting right now in my black outfit, which was what we were talking about.
Did you wear that on a walk this morning?
This is what I chose.
You haven't even changed?
Okay.
So you basically went to the gym and then came to work.
Went to the gym. No, it's so much worse than just that. Went to the gym, went to the OB. Like, which is disgusting in itself, because normally I would
They just looked at your belly.
Yes. But normally I would just shower and go straight to any doctor. Like, I would shower the minute before I go. I'm like, weird.
They're just.
Anyway. Yes, we heard a heartbeat today.
Yeah.
That was your Doppler?
Yeah. Because she like moves it around, and it's like trying to find it. There's like a crunching sound.
She found it.
As she's
today.
like crunching the little fetuses, like arms and legs, and
Oh my gosh.
putting pressure on things. Sorry.
That sounded horrible. You guys,
when you
it's
see
not
how
like that at
much
all.
they
First of all,
push on your belly, it's pretty
he's
intense.
Been once, and normally.
Don't even.
No, I'm not saying it like that. We have a child this time. Did you get my text saying you're uninvited to the next appointment because I need you to babysit?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not
saw
babysitting.
I saw
It's not
the intro
babysitting.
to that.
Okay, by the way, so after the OB, I was meeting my friends for lunch today. I thought I was going to be meeting them closer to the office. I would have come to the office and then done lunch. But they, because of their location, needed to meet downtown. So I stopped to get my nails done. Whoa.
Awesome. Whoa. That's bright. That's an interesting color.
Okay, well, there's a holiday on the horizon.
Yeah, I didn't realize that 4th of July was purple.
That's not purple. That's
Purple.
That's blue.
That's blue?
You
That's-
are colorblind.
Okay, well, first of all, that's not Star Spangled Blue.
No, it's pretty blue.
No, that is purple.
Maria, he's colorblind.
Those
you
are
guys.
purple.
No, they're not. They match the pen.
That is
Give me
light.
the pen.
That is light purple.
It's not.
Yes.
What color is the pen? What color is this pen?
That pen is blue.
Okay. It's identical.
And no, it's not even close to identical. That is
You
clearly
guys,
purple.
No.
That is clearly purple.
Okay,
Please
well, I
vote.
stopped-
Please vote.
No.
Thumbs
I
up
stopped
for
and got my
purple.
nails done. No, they're blue. I have blue nails.
Those are not blue.
Here's the problem. I don't think I'm going to have time to get back before the 4th of July. So I was trying to be festive. However, I think unfortunately blue was a really bad color if you were trying to like let it slide that you haven't gotten your nails done in 2 weeks, because we're quite far out from the 4th of July.
Well, it's next weekend, but here's the thing.
You're going to
That is not even remotely close to the color of your bathing suit, and your bathing suit is blue.
No,
That
I
is
actually,
purple.
it's so funny you say that, because I chose this color with all of my bathing suits in mind.
Well, you do have some bathing suits that would fit, and they're clearly not blue.
Anyway, so I was able to get my nails done.
I mean, they
but
look
I've
pretty.
been in a nail salon. I've been at the doctor's office. I've been out on a walk. And the problem is my house is not far from any of these things, but I cannot go home because the child would see me. You know what I'm saying? So I have no makeup on my face.
You're a hot mess.
Literally.
Yeah. Becky's a mess.
Yes. Becky's a mess. Like Carl. Carl's not a mess anymore. Carl's good.
Nah, he's doing pretty good.
I know. But anyway, so that's been the morning. And now we can dive into
the week, dive into what's going on in our lives.
Yeah.
As far as,
I was looking at the notes, and the first note says woman in elevator at Publix, which actually did freak me out.
I don't think
But
I can
first,
listen to that story again.
Stop saying you can't hear my stories.
Sometimes you need to save some of these stories that are really long. Like, you got to pick.
How was that a long
home.
story?
Okay, well, if I tell the story, woman followed you into the elevator, got really close to Abigail, was kind of spooky weird, and you felt really uncomfortable. Boom, story.
She said, "Did God bring you here to
Did
spread
God
the love?"
bring you here to spread the love? Like I said, spooky.
It was weird.
Spooky, creepy, in your face, words.
Not in my face.
Voodoo.
In your child's face.
You know.
No, so we were. First of all, I felt like she was almost like, "Oh, this child, she knows what I'm talking about. God sent her here to spread the love." And he told her, she literally looked at Abigail and said, "How do you like it here on earth?"
A soothsayer.
Yes, something like that.
She's like a
Well,
soothsayer.
but
Do you remember the soothsayer?
Yes, I do. Yeah, we were in St.
Lucia?
Lucia. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I brought it up because we watched the documentary. What is it? Age of Deception.
Discovery? Oh, Age of Deception? No.
Not Deception.
Age of
It's
Disclosure.
about disclosure.
Age of Disclosure.
Okay, so it's all about.
Disclosing aliens.
Well, why don't you talk about it? Because it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same old stuff.
I didn't choose
that's been
to watch
coming
it.
out for many, many years.
I didn't even know it existed.
But it's basically a lot more, high-ranking officials basically saying like, yeah, we've seen things, and I thought we were going to get more substance.
There's like a secret project that nobody's gotten access to, but they're claiming that it's existed since like the 1940s. So you're like, okay, well, everybody survived for the last 60 years without an alien takeover.
Yeah. So here's my take on the whole thing. Like,
anyway, we watched it, and then the woman found me in the elevator. I'm pretty sure she's an alien, and I've never in my life received political calls, and I've received like 100 since I purchased that on Amazon Prime because it was my account.
Okay. Well, first of all, there is a new movie out that's from Steven Spielberg, which is called Disclosure Day, which is more of like the cinematic, where like it's like. Like everyone like transforms and shit. So
wow,
I definitely want to see that, like, because I think that'll be excellent.
The movie or the short,
and
Maria
all this stuff's kind of coming out. You know,
oh my
it's
God.
like, and that's what they do. Like, it's like there's in the preview.
We don't need to do it again. You didn't want to hear her. You didn't want to hear my story about a woman in the elevator, but you're going to make alien sounds 3 times in a row.
And people are like, I can understand them, and other people can't. Anyways, we got to watch the movie. But here's my point: is like, if aliens were very real, okay, and you have all this entire planet in this world, it is impossible. Whereas the United States might be strong and powerful enough that if something happened to keep it a secret, but there's too many other countries in the world that do not have the infrastructure, whereas if something crashed, they found aliens, that they would not be dragging these aliens out on sticks in public for all to see, because there are civilizations.
You mean like if an alien like landed in Uzbekistan?
Exactly, right? Or let's say it just hit like a middle country, like Ecuador, right? The Ecuadorians would be like, "Look, we found a fucking alien!" I mean, obviously in a different language, but
Well, they speak Spanish.
A different language.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here going, I've been to Ecuador. It's the Galapagos Islands are out there.
And they speak
There's
English, like Argentina, like any South American country, right? Mexico, Canada. You're telling me that
he just said Mexico after he said South American country. Wow.
Well, Mexico's not a South American country. It's a North American country there, genius.
That was the point of my comment.
What do you mean? You're trying to like on me
I'm
just
not
now.
trying to do anything.
You totally were. He's like, you just said Mexico after you said South America because you thought Mexico was South American
No,
country.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It would probably be a Central American country, but I think that's really the property between like Mexico and South America, like the
That is
island.
correct. Yes.
Oh, really? Are you just
No,
agreeing with me?
I'm being honest. That is what I believe
Is
to
it
be the
Latin
truth.
America
I don't know.
or Central America?
I don't know.
It's North America.
It's North America. Boom. There's only a North and South
But
America.
it's Latin America.
Yeah.
They speak
But it's
Spanish.
Latin. It's like, it's like a Latin area.
Maria's clarifying for us.
And then you have the Caribbean. You have Eastern and Western,
I would really
British
love-
Virgin, American Virgin.
You know what? I'm glad you
US
brought that
Virgin,
up.
sorry.
When are we going to the Caribbean?
Not for a while. Not for a while.
When?
When I get to a
When
week,
is my next vacation?
When I
By
get
the
to a
way-
week where you go, hey, is everything good and everything paid? And I go, yeah. Then you'd be like, when are we going on vacation?
Yeah, so this was not that week. So actually, that brings me. You have New York coming up.
Yes.
Are we done talking about the aliens?
Yeah, I'm done with alien talk.
So
You brought it
up because of the woman in the elevator at Publix. Okay,
No, yeah, pure alien.
she felt like it. No, you guys, she had me hold the door like for a very long time, and then she came in and it was instant regret of like holding the door.
Her eyes,
No,
they glowed when the doors closed, and she's like,
Abigail normally cries when people get too close, and she was like frozen in time.
maybe the alien was using like mind control on her.
Anyway, yes, you have New York coming up this weekend.
I leave
You
Saturday
leave
morning. Yeah.
for a Dusted Trade show. So
Yes.
that'll be intense. And you're going for quite a few days. You
Yes.
planned your dive trip with the guys. Yesterday, he randomly, he's like, oh, heading to Miami, leaving at 4 a.m. I'll be gone. You just go on these day trips. And it's a lot.
First of all, it wasn't random. I woke up at 4
I'm
a.m.
ready.
saying,
The
I'm going
other
to Miami.
day, the other afternoon, we came home from the lake, and I looked at you and I was like, I think I'm just going to go to the beach for a couple of hours. And you laughed so hard. you were like, you're what? And I was joking, just trying to get a reaction out of you. But it was funny.
Yeah. You know what else is funny?
What?
Driving 12 hours in a car.
So let's talk about your day yesterday. Because there was actually, and I'm being serious, like onto the business side of things. One, like the sacrifices that you make on a whim, not on a whim, but to uncover information or insight for the chance of it being a good opportunity. Like you just don't know.
Think of trade
right?
show, the amount of time and money that people
Right.
invest to go after leads for sales. And it's not that there's different levels, right? There's someone who has money and is not willing or you don't get the sale. And that's an entirely different category than the person who would never be a customer anyway. So it doesn't, when you go after someone, you're like, we didn't land this deal, right? Like you can reflect on that. But when you spend time and energy going after an opportunity that doesn't exist at all, that's the ones where you go, golly, what did I do? And so in this case, we are talking to a lot of people. I am talking to a lot of people about home inspections. And we're getting introduced to a lot of people. Well, one of the people I was introduced to is actually in Miami. And so the actual route, I don't actually think you know this. So when I was composing my message to them, I hardly ever write anything without intervention from Claude. Matter of fact, Claude literally keeps alignment on all my strategy and emails that are happening. And so when I emailed this person, Claude's the one that came back, which was like, hey, I'm happy to jump on a call this week, or if you give me a week or two, we can plan to meet in person.
Claude.
Sounded legit. I was like, you know what? That's pretty solid. And they came back and I said, that's awesome. Come visit us. Like, that'd be awesome, right? So I'm like, okay. Now, because I knew I was going to make that trip, which is about a 5-hour total drive from Sarasota through Naples down to Miami. And by the way, it took me an hour to get from
12
the
miles.
edge of
Yeah.
Miami to get to the Miami beach where their office was. But
I
here's the
have
thing.
no want or need to be on that side of the state.
Yeah. So
at
here's
all.
the thing, right? So like it was the second person that had mentioned to me something about the company. And so I was excited to meet them, and they're a Florida company. So I was like, you know what? I want to show initiative in terms of like going there, showing I'm interested, because I actually truly did think that they might have a solution in an area that we haven't really gotten into yet, and that they would be a great intermediary for us to get started while we're building out our own solution. And while Megan just shared with you, like they have 11 days to actually build the solution now. So like before I give a demo, because I created a demo before I actually had the product. I got a demo lined up already.
Sounds like something you'd do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
Also, it sounds like something our old CEO would do. And
oh gosh, yeah.
and you would be the one under the gauntlet to
yeah, I'd be on
deliver.
the gauntlet to deliver. I'd be like, oh fuck, challenge accepted. Like I'll do it. But basically,
Well,
I
and
ended
you've driven to that side of the state before for other business meetings
Yeah.
that have unfortunately not been. Some have been worth your time.
I'm not sure that anyone has panned out to the level that I'd hoped that they would pan out to.
Which again, to your point, sometimes like trade shows, conferences, there's like a much larger investment than like a day of driving involved. And a lot of times that's why we say, R&D, it's like go or product development or whatever it may be. It's like send one person to see what the event's all about.
I mean, people always say that. Walk
but
a
then
show
there's
before you pay for a show. That type of thing.
sure, but the other day we were having the conversation, and then there's like speed to market too, where it's like I don't have an entire year to wait. If it's an
it's
important
interesting.
trade show, we're going to show up to research if it's good for us in the future. It's like that's if
So I'm
you're
going to wait a whole year to get to market?
and
Yeah,
if
not going to happen.
that's more in a situation if you're like already an established company looking to maybe expand your horizons, and you're like, is this
Yeah.
a good place for me to be? But you've got the revenue to support the day-to-day business. There's no huge rush on getting there.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to show up to a new market, it is almost like, you know what, we've got to take the risks and make the investments, and they're calculated, but you do it,
Yeah. Well, there's, and that's what I did, right? It was like, hey, let's jump into this. But what's interesting is that, well, I don't think that company's the right fit or can provide a solution now. We kind of set up a time to get together in the future. But during the conversation, he made several comments, right? And I recorded all this, and I made my notes afterwards. I wish I could have recorded the conversation, but we went to like a coffee house, and I do have a little handheld AI recorder, but
And I
it
will
doesn't really
tell
work.
you, so even a couple of sales reps, so the guy who's running sales at our old company right now, he's recommended to his entire sales team that when you go into offices or you have conversations, your phone can do the recording itself. There's apps on your phone
Yeah.
that can be, AI recordings or whatever. And he just says, like, do you mind if I record the conversation instead of taking notes, and then gets the summary after the fact. And he records almost every single conversation he has these days.
Yeah, I'm going to start. I mean, that's why I bought that little recorder. But the idea is,
But your
that
phone can do it.
it could, but then my phone's out, and when I'm in a meeting, I try to keep my phone.
That's true, because your
out
phone
of
doesn't
way.
stop
Mine
ringing.
rings
Yeah,
nonstop.
that's
right?
true.
So, but here's the thing: is I the moment I left his presence, I sat in the car, turned the air conditioning on because it's hot in Florida, and then I started compiling my notes from my memory. And I did make a few notes of names inside, or best I could. I put that all into Claude. And
Your buddy Claude.
My buddy Claude.
I'm like married to half you, half Claude these
Yeah,
days.
probably. No, I am Claude. So anyways, it gave me a great summary. Like I was like, hey, this is my feeling, this is my thoughts. And it literally took like notes from before, my notes, facts, and basically took the responses that he gave me and kind of created like an entire like emotional / personality
Right. So you
persona.
we're husband and wife, and we've also worked in business together, but it's like you call me on the phone and we're having like a kind of like back of office conversation strategically about like, okay, this is what the guy said, what do you think, blah blah. And my reaction, I was agreeing with you as well. I was like, hey, your interpretation is kind of exactly what I'm gaining from it. And I'm giving examples of like things we've seen in the past with businesses that were successful, unsuccessful, had products in market, didn't have product to market yet, like whatever it may be. We're kind of comparing to say, here's some of the things we've heard in the past and leveraging that insight and information to determine like where this conversation truly stood. Like you're deciphering, your conversation. Cause when you meet someone, you can't ever expect that everyone's just laying all their cards on the table or giving you all the information or being truthful and upfront. Like you just have no idea. And everyone in business is trying to position themselves better. And so if they don't have anything good to share, then they're going to be as strategic as possible about, you signed up, you created a demo before the product even existed, but your conversation with those people isn't, hey, we don't have a product yet, but in 11 days when you're ready to see it. Like,
I really told him it was going to be done by the end of July and that we could get together mid-month. Mid-month to them means the 9th. That's like mid-month to me means the 15th. But,
well, either way.
But here's the value there. That means they're hungry.
Exactly. But
they want it.
The fact of the matter is that like everyone in business says what the other person wants to hear.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you're trying to sell something, and then, you turn around and you try your best to make it happen, right? Yeah. If the true opportunity exists there. And so there's strategy in every conversation. And what was amazing is that you and I are leveraging years of professional experience and conversations, social interactions, and AI
and outcomes.
And AI just takes these insights and information and literally regurgitates like almost verbatim what's in our minds and in our and sharing information on and it literally is like, well, this name was mentioned and I'm not sure if that would benefit you. AI's literally like, give me a minute. Well, I look into that company and see if I can find anything else out. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, so you want to hear something crazy.
It's like, things are much clearer now. I've looked into that company and it's like.
So AI makes mistakes. So it came up with a few things and it incorrectly associated a company with another person inside the notes, right? So when I actually
looked it up.
No. I sent an email to the guy who had referred me to this company.
Okay, yeah.
And I said, hey, touch base. You gave me this referral. I learned this. He mentioned a couple other things. What is your take on this? Well, the guy comes back. He goes like, nah, that company's not related to that company. This company, this is the actual way it connects, right? And he gave me a little bit thing. And then the other one with like Authority Brands, he's like, it's a good idea on Authority Brands. I reached out to the VP of M&A over there to talk to him about, homeinspection.com. And so that email exchange went really great. I took and pasted that copy back into my notes thing. AI it sits there and goes, ooh, yeah, I made a mistake, but this is really amazing that he gave us the lead in. And because of this, what we thought, this person's actually probably another potential because they don't have this resource. Let me go do some more research. And then it goes back, does more research and comes back. And it's we literally together, Claude and I, we have
you and your
like
bestie.
a 24 page lead list of hot, cold, and it's, by the way, it's updating the entire list as we go.
That is what's so wild too, is that what Claude is capable of doing, and this is where it comes to. If you're not leveraging it today, then you are truly falling behind, because what it's capable of doing, if you have an entire sales team and they're still out there just knocking on doors of offices and spending an hour on LinkedIn trying to find out if they have a boy or a girl kid on a baseball team that they could bring in an item to relate to them or spark up a conversation. It's like you're trying to uncover these things. If people who are out in the field today trying to find business aren't leveraging AI, then they are absolutely doing themselves a disservice. And it's not a replacement. It's literally support. You could have 5 of you doing what you're doing right now to open up doors, and it still wouldn't be enough,
Yeah. No, the amount of work that it does and the amount of clarity that it brings to a conversation is just mind-blowing.
And to your point, there are inaccuracies.
It was interesting.
But also, humans can make mistakes too. You could be doing the research online or LinkedIn could be out of date for someone, or what, you have no idea,
Oh gosh. Yeah. And what's interesting is that earlier I was trying to process some text for a new landing page for home inspections. And anyways, I was giving it some feedback and it was locking up, wasn't really working. And then I thought to myself, I was like, I got a problem. I'm working on other things, but I am what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you working? Like the fact that for even a split second was like, I no longer have access to this.
You panicked?
It wasn't a panic, but what it was a re-understanding of my addiction level. And
Oh, you're very addicted.
And this is where I think it's interesting, because they said that you're going to pay for intelligence like you'll pay for water. And so what they mean by intelligence is you'll pay for access to having these smart helpers. And I believe it, because if it was like, hey, you need to give us $20 more to keep going, I'd be like, here's my $20. Mm-hmm. You need to give $100 to keep
you
going.
would
I'd be like,
today.
Here's my $100.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, because I've already got the crack sample.
I wouldn't.
And I am in. But you wouldn't. And this is where things are getting crazy, because the people that are leveraging this information, matter of fact, we had one of our angels ask for a bunch of documentation, like all of our operating agreements and blah, 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 blah. And I sent it to him. And he sent me this big thing back and was like, hey, can you kind of give me, and it was like this, I mean, there was like 30 bullet points.
And you're like, did Claude give us?
I'm like,
yeah.
Great Claude work here, buddy. Like, there's no way that a human would give that,
and even
a
know.
level of clarity
Yeah.
or know to ask certain questions. So I actually took it.
Gave it back to Claude.
I gave it back to Claude and I said, I
So
wrote
you guys,
my thing.
Two humans are just having Claude talk to Claude.
No, seriously. But now my Claude has all the answers. So I kind of outlined everything.
Claude.
And then on the beginning, I said, hey, let's get very cynical and like do like make fun of the fact that he used it and ask questions about him personally.
So
as
Claude
well.
helped you make fun
Absolutely.
of somebody else
yeah,
for
it totally
using
helped me
Claude.
make fun of it, fun of him. And I think I started off with like, I see your chat GTP and I raise you Claude.
Oh, hilarious.
And then gave my Claude
I bet Claude
response.
liked that. Oh my
Probably.
God. Anyway, I'm not as addicted as you.
Claude had
You are
feelings.
crazy. I'm sitting here, full-time momhood, but it is funny because last night,
Have you ever heard of Scary Mommy? by
I
the
don't
way?
care. No.
Okay.
No,
It's a
but we
blog.
already talked about the horrible documentary that we watched the other day.
Oh
But-
no! There was a woman who's got millions and millions of followers, and she's the one that really made being a mom and talking about the negative or the hard aspect of it more mainstream. It's called Scary Mommy. She wrote several books. She passed away. She's like 43 years old.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's really sad.
Brain cancer. Yeah, it's like
She
tough.
must have had a glioblastoma.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Something like that. I think I read it in there. Anyways,
When did this happen? That's
I
really
read this morning in the
sad,
news. It was in the New York Times. I mean, she's that influential in the mommy world.
It's very sad.
It is very sad. Definitely left a legacy for her family.
I was sitting. Yeah. Sorry, you just distracted me because, first of all, the reason I brought it up is because I'm not I'm not leveraging it for business as much as I typically would. Like, I'm kind of missing this era in the business world because I am being a mom at the same time. So I'm plugging in as and when I can, but I'm not like a full-time executive right now and like trying to leverage and be the best version of myself professionally. And anyway, what I do care about is my everyday, which is our daughter and her development and whatever else.
As you should. That's your executive job.
So yes, it's my priority.
You're like executive chef.
But it was funny because last night I was telling you like all these, things. I was like, I think we're talking about her development and her words.
Development.
And so all of a sudden Claude is part of our family conversation.
Yeah.
And Claude's asking all these questions. Well, does she do this? Does she do that? Because you're like, instead of like you looking it up, I'm like, oh, I've Googled it and I found this and that. And of course, it's still like AI summaries when I'm Googling. It's leveraging Gemini. And anyway, you started asking me questions and I'm like, is Claude asking this? Like, I was like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden now I'm interested in Claude and I'm like, okay, well, what does Claude say? Is she a prodigy? Like, do we have a genius on our
Is my
hands?
daughter genius? Enroll your child in the Juilliard immediately.
I'm like, it literally, I'm joking when I say that, but it literally said, I don't think you have a prodigy, but it does sound like she's advanced.
Yeah.
But maybe if we were like, well, our daughter's 1.5 and playing the violin, they'd be like, thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, it was funny. What I was going to say is you said the Scary Mommy. What was it?
Scary Mommy? I mean, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah. You said she left a legend.
A legacy.
She was a legend.
She's a legend.
We were talking the other day how much news there is and how much is happening in the world. and how there have been legends who have been major news stories. And then it feels like a month or two go by and you're like, man, that just, all of it, it was like every, I know what you mentioned. Me too.
Okay.
But it's like, it just falls off.
It
just falls off the face of your
went
planet.
from 100 to 0. And it's just,
it could be anybody. There's been so many people that have either passed away or something tragic has happened.
Everyone's focused on the future and the present. Like, yeah, is there, do you care about loved ones? But it's out of sight, out of mind. People are sitting there, oh, it's so sad.
Out of sight, out of mind on mainstream media. Obviously not for
and
the individuals.
Minds.
No, but not like the family.
Yeah, but not the immediate family, obviously.
No.
But I'm talking about like in our lives, like we are products of a lot of what we
yes,
consume.
something can be super impactful.
And what's interesting
and then you
is
move
that
on. You move on.
There are so many people who are not on social media, right? Or who are, and even for me, I'm on it more so because of work and business than I should be. And even you said the other day, you're like, you haven't really posted on Facebook a lot. It's like, oh yeah, I've been really busy at work, really. Than hitting all the highlight reel of my life. But the reality is that where are people getting information? Like seriously, because you're not watching TV, right? You might listen to the radio. Like,
well, it's so interesting.
Are people just disinformationed, and not because they have the wrong information? They just have no information, no idea what's going on in the world because they're not on social. There's no commercials. You're watching Netflix, right. Listening to podcasts or Apple streaming.
Well, it's getting harder and harder to feed people information about a business. It's not as easy to just be like, we're going to pay for a commercial or we're going to create an ad or we're going to do Google AdWords because Google is going away. Like AI is taking over. It's
Google's always been number 2, right? So like everyone discounts the number 1 thing is actually friends and family. The very first thing anyone does is they go, hey, do you have someone?
Do you know someone?
Do you know this, right? And it's usually to someone trusted, even if they blast it on social, whatever. Number 2 then is always Google.
I literally just saw this thing the other day where one of the top Google engineers ended up quitting their job because they engineered an app for getting off of social media. It's like it instantly will take you from 7 hours a day to 1 hour a day because there's all of these psychological instant gratification aspects to social media.
Hits.
Yes, that have been created. And so he was like, I have to figure out a way to allow for people to create conversations or experiences in their day-to-day life, leveraging an app, helping them learn a lifestyle that provides something just as valuable to them psychologically as a social media would, so they can get off social media and be present in the world.
Was he successful?
Yeah.
What is the app called?
I don't know.
He's not successful.
Well, he might have been if you looked at if you saw it.
Yeah.
I'm just not the person. I was like, I'm not.
Is it?
I'm not really on it very much.
It aggregates things like news, like history. And
I don't know. I'm just sharing.
Can you give me any type of insight to find it?
No.
Yeah, this guy's successful.
He might have. He was. If you talked anyway.
You don't know anything about it.
It was interesting. I'm going back to our list.
Okay. Well, on the list here is.
It was Father's Day weekend. That was nice.
Yeah, had a great Father's Day. We were all getting together, the fam.
I know. Bree and Caleb moved back into town, and Caleb missed our first.
He wasn't feeling the good, and we told him to, hey, stay home. We got a baby, we got a mama, and we got grandparents.
We got a baby, we got a mama, a baby mama.
We got a baby mama, baby.
I know. Anyway, he had what we thought was
double ear infection.
Yeah, we thought it was just a bad case of the man flu.
You just go to that. It's so unfair.
Because every man has a bad case of the man flu.
That's not the case. I don't have the man flu.
Anytime you have a stuffy nose.
What are you talking about?
You're down for the count.
If I have a stuffy nose?
Oh, I'm so tired. I just want to. You were so funny last night, by the way. You were like, I'm really tired. I had a really early morning and a late night. And I was like, you fell asleep on the couch at 8 p.m.? I'm like, I will give you. I'm like, I will give you the early morning
because I knew I was getting up at 4 a.m. So I was like,
and again, the early morning comment was completely justified. But you were like, it was such an early morning.
I will tell you, lately, I went through a phase where I was getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning, and I would say in the last month or two, I've actually been sleeping in till 6.
Yeah, no, you're definitely
6:30.
staying. But life is stressful and exhausting, and our daughter doesn't always sleep, and
Oh, you know what I just realized? I didn't set the laptop up to code today. I need to get Megan on that.
Oh,
I got
that's
this call. I got this.
silly little laptop.
Yeah, this
I don't want to say
laptop's
anything.
coding on
I don't
for
want to say
28
anything
days.
bad about it because the laptop probably sent the alien lady to find me in the Publix elevator.
Because I was upset about the laptop.
I have
You
no
were
idea.
upset about the laptop being out. Hey, you're going to get the laptop. Are you going to get the laptop? One, have I ever left
By the way,
this house without the laptop?
he's talking about this morning before the cleaners came. Okay. Second of all, the cleaners were already in the kitchen and the laptop is still sitting there coding its stupid AI. Now, I would have unplugged it myself, but God forbid,
Maybe I wanted them to clean the laptop.
God
keys.
forbid I unplug the machine and you're like, you just ruined 3 months of coding. It shut down. I wasn't going to touch it.
First of all, I don't talk like that. And two, that's funny. And three, laptops have batteries. You can unplug them.
If it's a laptop that works, you never know with you. You could be
The
like, this
reason-
laptop
okay,
has
okay.
to be powered on at all times. I switch it over to my battery charger when I move it downstairs. Like, I don't know. I don't touch your things.
I don't talk like that. Second of all, yes, it is plugged in because I have it to where the computer does not shut down if it's plugged in. And I want it to code 24/7.
See?
So
You got all kinds of
and
special.
I'm taking it with me because it's coding a top secret venture right now.
It is. It is.
Although I'm going to try another product, and I have another. I want to see what happens. Anyways, we have developed. Do you think it's weird that I use the word "we" a lot? Like it's really I, but I don't want to say I all the time. So I say "we" because I think of us as a company. Like it's like we, like this, even though I clearly am the one that thought of it.
Okay. Are you posing the question to me like as if I'm included in the we, or are you talking about like the company as a whole?
I'm just saying, is it strange?
'Cause when you say
knowing
we,
that because you know me and you know there's no we, but I say we, does that? I was going to say we, but do we, or do you get upset, or do you sit there and go, why are you saying we? Like I know that you're the one that did this. Why are you saying we? Does that bother you?
Well, first of all, no, it doesn't bother me. It's like the opposite of bother because you're incorporating and including me, I guess. But that's why I was asking if you meant, do I actually think when you say we, it means
It's
me?
so funny because the other
and the
day,
answer is
you have been our entire life together. You have been very much, and this is going to be more than I mean, but it's like my money, your money in terms of like
when I was making it.
okay. And for the first time ever, the other day you just said, and then you went to this thing of our money, right? Right. And so for the last many years, it's been our money, our money, our money. And for the first time ever, just the other day, you're like, my money. Like, it's like, what money are you talking about? You're like, my money. It's like my money. And I was like, so wait, are you actually saying my money, your money? And you're like, yeah, I'm actually. It's like we have gone.
I don't
the
remember this
full circle.
conversation at
we
all.
were in the living room talking about something. I was standing by the
You
TV.
asked me a question point blank just now, and my answer was
The
going
we.
to be that when you say we, I don't think about me. I actually think, but you were like, we've been developing. Like in my mind, it's like you, Megan, Kyle, Asim. Like in my mind, I'm like, cool. What have you guys been up to? I don't. When you say
And we are
like
a team.
I'm not.
Like I sit there and
I
tell
don't
people like
think
all
of
the time.
me.
Like people ask about like our social. I'm like, yeah, everything's we to me, right? Like.
Well, here's
we're
what's
not
really
doing anything.
here's
without the
what's
team.
really funny about that is that so like I've worked for other companies and been part of teams. Every corporate company that I've worked for after college, I've been at least 7 years. And a lot of the people that I worked
How many
with
years left do you have here?
here, I get 5.5, I think. But this isn't full time yet, so maybe I'll give you full time 7 years. Anyway,
Do you think this will be the last company that you ever work at?
I hope so.
Me too.
I really hope
too.
so. Anyway, what I was going to say is that there's a lot of people that have worked for these companies for a really long time. Were there before me, are still there now.
10 years, 20 years.
Yes. And I still consider what the company's doing, like a me incorporated thing. So I'll be like, oh, well, are we launching the new product? And one of my old coworkers did say to me one time, like, it's so funny that you say we, like you're
Like,
still
you're
a
not
part of it. It's been like
Say,
10
What
years.
are we doing?
Yeah. It's fun.
What's
yeah.
our go-to-market strategy? What are we doing?
Exactly.
What are our bonuses?
So
gonna
like,
look
I'm
this
like,
year?
you're like, do I care about we? I'm like, no, we, like anything I've ever touched, like is now mine. I'm part of it.
Yeah.
It's a part of me. I'm a part of it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just interesting.
But the money conversation is interesting. I mean, I did used to make money.
You
know?
did. I actually, you've asked me this many times because it's like, us, like many other people,
By the way,
they
everyone,
sacrifice.
I still do bring in money.
Yeah, you're bringing
You
in money.
you
are
to help.
consulting and bringing in money,
More than a lot of people make a year.
Hey, I you hear me complaining?
No, I'm just saying I am supporting the business now just because it doesn't come in like it's some, W-2.
Yeah, no, you're doing a great job. I'm very, very, very happy.
But I don't remember me saying we. I do.
Oh, we're having a baby in like 2 months and it's all going to go away. And,
Well, maybe this actually reminds me of what the conversation might have been. I've been waiting to order things for the nursery.
Yeah.
And you have been like, just order it. And we'll get the money. I've got the money. We'll get the money.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't have the money right now. I can't do it. You said, put it on your card. Because a lot of it was like custom. And then I was like, so we did it. Finally. We've been talking about it for months. And then I said, hey, do you remember the other day when I spent $1,000 on things for the baby and you said you'd give me the money, but to use my card and it came out of my bank account? And I'm like, yeah, about that. You never gave me the money. And you said, well, because at the time I planned to give you the money. The invoice from the work you had done came in late. And by the time the money came, I needed it. So I was like, well, shit.
But, no. But in all fairness,
It's a
I had
joke.
paid you before that, even though because
It's a bunch of transferring. And right now,
Yeah. I mean, I did.
Hey,
but you basically got what you normally get, but then I
I'm
was gonna
about
give
to
you
start a
more.
GoFundMe to pay my credit card off. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm a psycho, actually. That's the whole point.
I was
is
going to
that
say, there's only one of us that have
Yeah.
zero. It's you.
Yes,
not me.
I have to have my credit card paid off in full at all times. Like
Yeah.
I cannot.
I'm
If
sitting
it's like
there
you
going-
owe $30 for a minimum payment, I'm like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
late. But
I'm more like
no,
I
you're
got,
like
I got like $3 credit and a coffee is $4. I'll make $1 down payment.
oh my
so
god,
my card
he
goes through.
is insane. The minute he's like, don't use that card, I'm like, oh Lord.
Because we're balancing a lot of ventures.
Mm-hmm.
So, not everything has money. I have to put money into it. Seriously, it's like, okay, this venture needs our money.
I know.
I'm looking forward to the day that there's bountiful abundance.
You and me both. But in the meantime, we live a very good life, and this is all part of the journey.
That's what I say the other day. It's like, it's tough. It's amazing because we could talk to a multimillionaire and they could sit there and be like, I don't know if I don't know. I did the other day. I had a great conference with a guy and he's like, yeah, our
A
sales
multimillionaire?
yeah. And he was like, my sales are down 80%. And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of like the people on his team and everything else and the infrastructure that he has. And it was a little bit of a reality check because I sat there and go, you know what? We all have the same problems at different levels. And the same stress
you
from
said
someone.
What was that video? We watched something the other day that was like, the bigger the business, the more money you're bringing in, the bigger the problems. They're the same problems. They're
Yeah.
just much bigger. And we can attest to that as we've grown as a company and we laugh about how when payroll was one person for, whatever.
Well, we used to sit there and we would be like, yeah, we're short $1,000.
Right.
And we would be like, how are we going to make it up?
And now that's not even
And now
close
it's like,
to being the case.
hey, we're short $10,000. How are we going to make
20.
it up?
But yeah,
Hey,
it's crazy.
We're short 100,000.
No, we're never. No, not at all.
No, but there's people that are like that, right?
I
And so
know.
it's like, how do they,
Yes.
fill those gaps in?
Yeah.
And it is the same problem. just
Well,
at
and it's
different
interesting.
scales.
I have the note on here that says sharing information within a company and externally and what it means, which we were talking about it because we were gauging a lot of these conversations that you've been having lately, positioning for either partnership or acquisition or whatever it may be, and trying to decipher like these other perspectives and, what do they have? What don't they have? Is there opportunity here? Is there not? How forthcoming are people? And the conversation we had, and not every company is super transparent about what's going on. We've come from very transparent backgrounds. We believe in open and honest communication. Sometimes it can scare employees, but the more you talk about it and the more that they understand it, the better it is, because they can truly celebrate the wins and also understand like the challenges that you went through to get there and whatever it may be. And there have been companies we've worked for in the past that have shared financials and everyone's like, we're making bank. And you're like, you can't read a P&L. We're fucked.
Yeah, because it's the top line revenue.
Yeah. And they're like, wait, I don't understand. I didn't get my Christmas bonus. And you're like, go look into that just a little bit.
Right, yeah.
And so.
We made $10 million and we have $11 million in bills.
Exactly.
We're negative $1 million.
Right. But so there can be pros and cons, right, to sharing insight and information.
Speaking of which, we had a very big financial impact happen yesterday or the day before, actually, now I think about it. And it didn't even make the notes, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we lost Custom Ink as a client. And so
well, not yet. And I don't even know if you're able to disclose that information that they were a client in the first place. But I suppose now that they're out the door.
Okay. Yeah. And so, one of our companies does contract work. I mean, that's what we do, contract printing, right? We deliver work product. And so they're responsible for 15 to 20% of our business over there at that location. But they're also extremely low margin. And they have very tight standards. It's like working at a sweatshop for them. And so the team's sitting there, and I'm sitting there going, man, I'm losing, I'm going to lose, 15% of our money in 30 days. I got 30 days to replace it. And they all looked at me like, we're going to make the other 80% of our clients extremely happy. They're going to be faster. We're going to get more orders and we're going to make more profit. And so I sit there and I have to err on the intelligence and the positions that these people are in, because they've been in it. They understand the actual numbers. And I think they're right. But for me, all I see is a loss.
Well, I used to work for a company years ago, and Miller Coors was one of the clients, and they were huge. I mean, huge. And to the point where like the sales rep could do no wrong, literally, like had a physical altercation, and they were like, we can't lose him. He runs the Miller Coors account. Yeah. Like that's what happens when you've got a great, customer or whatever. But it's exactly what you said, that over the years, they price gouged so much because it was such large volume that at the end of the day, if you truly looked into it, like you could sit there and go, wow, they're responsible. And it's like, yeah, they're responsible for 10 to 15% of our time, 10 to 15% of our product, 10 to 15, whatever. But it was like, but not actually 10 to 15% of our revenue anymore.
No.
It started out that way, but that's not where we stand today. But it is, anytime you have a large customer, and businesses do this all the time where they're like, okay, let's look at our top 10 customers and understand the percentage that they give to the business, because at any one point in time, we have to understand what a loss could look like for the company. And you never want to have all your eggs in a basket where losing one customer could impact the bottom line of the business. Like that's just not a great position to be in. You can't control it. Of course, everyone wants big customers,
right.
But I mean, in this case, it's nothing that our business did wrong. It's truly just the way of the world, and people are finding cheaper labor outside of the U.S. and outsourcing there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the clients are the United States, and they're outsourcing a huge component to, I think, Mexico and some other people. And
again, not information I'm pretty sure we should be disclosing right now. But
look, I mean, there was nothing that said you're not going to disclose this. There's nothing that's like there's an open conversation.
Not to your information.
Not to no, trust me, I didn't sign anything. Robocallers.
Claude might have signed it for you.
Claude might have signed it. I tell Claude everything.
We don't know. We don't know.
If you have access to my Claude, you have access to my whole life at this point.
Even like what your child's eating.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
yeah, we've been blowing through the time here.
Yes.
By the way, Maria is also wearing black today. So we are.
She fits the bill.
Yeah,
We came
we
in
are-
prepared.
we
We
are-
mean business.
I feel like we're all in the same wavelength.
Yeah,
today,
it's like men and women in
So
black.
with that, I will come back and report on our trade show activity for Dustin and see how many more stores we get into. And
I
continue
can't
to
believe
grow that
that's
brand.
this week. I feel like we've been talking about it for forever.
Yeah, I'm
It'll
dreading
be an
going.
interesting weekend because we're almost done here, but we stayed home from the lake for the first time in probably
6 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Longer than that, longer than 6 weeks. But anyway, it was meant to be like, oh, it's nice to be home and we can get some stuff done. But instead, I hosted a book club. We cooked dinner for Father's Day, and we were like prepping and cleaning
I
and,
was super
doing
antsy.
food. Yeah, all weekend. He was so antsy. He wanted to be at the lake. He was like, this is for the
I
birds.
could relax.
No, you could not.
Yeah, I could relax.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was at home, so I had to be doing work.
Nobody could relax.
No one can relax.
Yeah, but it was crazy. So this weekend,
We're staying home again.
well, you're going to New York, and me and Abigail will be home, and we're not cooking for anybody over the weekend. It is my mom's birthday. I'll make her a very nice meal, and that'll
Very
be nice
nice.
before you go. But yes, I'm looking for. I wish you were there for the downtime, but I'm looking forward to not hosting humans this weekend. The only human I'm hosting is our daughter, and I do that every day.
Yeah.
I shall survive.
You will survive. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you next week. I mean, I'll see you tonight.
I'll see you tonight.